What's up everybody, this is Jackal's Gotex and this is my review on the Castlevania Netflix animated series. Now for those of you that don't know, Castlevania is an American adult animated streaming television series on Netflix produced by Frederator Studios. Now this is the same studio that made Fairly Odd Parents on Nickelodeon, so that's a big plus for me straight off the bat. Based on the Japanese video game series, the first two seasons adapt the 1989 entry Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, and the story follows Trevor Belmont, Alucard and Cypher Balnades as they defend the nation of Wallachia from Dracula and his minions. The second and third series borrow characters and elements from the 2005 entry Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Now when I first put Castlevania on the TV, I'm not gonna lie, it was more for background noise while I was playing games on my phone. No, don't worry, I was not playing Raid Shadow Legends. It wasn't long before my phone went down, I was glued, the story had me hooked, the death of Dracula's wife, the Trevor Belmont introduction and his beginning in his quest. I was in, not quite all in, but I was in, I was watching, I was following. It wasn't long before Trevor met up with some ginger magician babe after defeating a monster stone cyclops, and they were playground flirting while battling with Alucard, Dracula's son, who for the record was against Dracula's revenge plan, as it is not what his mother would have wanted, even though she was burnt alive by the church for being a witch and helping peeps. Pretty weird, pretty good, either way. So the story is essentially this trio of outcasts taking on Dracula's forces, which may sound a bit bland, and to be honest, even just saying that, it sounds meh. But if anything, it goes to show how well the show was done. It's not just a case of good guys beating up bad guys for days, which believe me, gets boring fast. But no, Castlevania had more of a focus on Dracula than I expected it to, how the death of his wife really affected him, how it was like the final nail in the coffin for his hatred of mankind. But that wasn't it. We also got to see behind enemy lines how different generals had their own agenda and their own aims for the war, which were not all aligned in the slightest. Everyone had their own schemes and whatnot going on. It added a great depth to the villains, which most series don't really bother with to the extent of this, and as I was watching it I started to think, do I even want the good guys to win, or do I want the villains to win? Obviously Trevor Belmont and his crew won, and it's after all this happens where the show takes a bit of a nosedive for me. You end up following separate stories. You've got like Belmont and the Mage, you got Alucard's story, you got Carmilla and Hector's story, you got Isaac's story. It seems like they tried a bit too much all at the same time. For the record, I will say I think Belmont and Cypher's story is decent. They encounter a small village, town, place with some possessed evil monks and a creepy child murdering town leader. Their story is weird, entertaining and not what you expect. Isaac's story is very good as well. After Dracula throws him through some magical mirror into the desert, Isaac starts creating his own horde of monsters and begins his travels while dealing with his emotions on how Dracula wanted to kill all humans, but to save his life he wasn't quite sure where he fit into Dracula's plans. This story goes a lot more in depth into his own spiritual, mental journey as well. And the rest of the stories are like, meh. I'm not even going to talk about it. Although I will say, it's as if they knew their stories were going so bad. The stories that were meh, they had to add like a sex scene into it to try and make it good, which didn't help. It was crap. Alucard's story was crap. Carmilla's story was crap. Hector's story was crap. It was all crap. Isaac's was good. Trevor Belmont and Cypher's story was decent. Now, the story is still ongoing. The trailer for season 4 dropped recently, which should give me a good kick up the arse to get this video out. I will definitely be watching it, mainly to... The trailer looks good. The trailer looks like you could essentially ignore half of season 3 and just carry on. If I'd have known that first, I would have ignored half of season 3. Half of it wasn't worth it. Season 1 and 2 were amazing though. So, before we finish this video, I just want to touch on the animation style and the aspects of it, and it won't take long because it's just great. The style really fits the genre, the characters look awesome, and believe me when I tell you, you will not be disappointed when you watch until you get to season 3, then you'll be very disappointed. Hopefully season 4 will bring the standard back higher, and we will find out in a couple of weeks. If you like this video, I will do a season 4 review. Please hit that like button and subscribe and do all the usual YouTube stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.